Welcome to the video on how to use the present perfect. Let's start with our first slide. So here on this picture we can see Tim. Now Tim, he went to bed at 10 last night. Tim is very tired because he sleeps until 10 in the morning. So when he finally wakes up, he says, "Wow, I have slept for 12 hours." And this is an example of the present perfect. I have slept. So what it does is it makes a connection between the past, so last night, last week, last month, with the present. The next thing we're going to look at is the form of the present perfect. But you need to be careful, this is the form with regular verbs. So here we can see the positive form, I, we, you, they, plus have, plus verb, plus ed. Or if you have a third person, so that's he, she, or it, we need has plus verb plus ed. Then we have the negative form, and you just need to pay attention to this little difference here. So we've got haven't, and for the third person, so that's he, she, it, we have hasn't. And then we have the final form, which is the question form. And once again, you just need to pay attention to the person. So if it's I, we, you, or they, you need to add have, and remember the question mark at the end. And if it's a third person, so a he, a she, or an it, you need has, and the question mark as well. I'm also going to give you a few examples. For the positive form, we have one, and I'm going to use the verb to play. So that means I have played, or for the third person we have he has played. I'm going to do the same thing for the negative form. So that's I haven't played and he hasn't played. And then finally we have the question form, which is have I played and has he played. Now that we've seen the regular form, let's just have a very quick look at the irregular one. So here then you have your subject, and then once again we have or has, depending on what the person is, if it's a we or you or they or he or she or it. And then finally, this is the important part, we have the past participle. And the past participle you can find in your irregular verbs list, and it's right here. So it's the third column. So a very simple example of this would be I have cut. So here's the final part of the video where we talk about what keywords are connected to the present perfect, and also, just to recap again, why we use the present perfect. So here are the keywords. We have for, since, yet, just, so far, and already. And then finally, just to recap why we use the present perfect, well, very simply put, it connects, once again, the past with the present. And that's why I'm now going to show you two more examples before this video ends. So this is Frank. Frank broke his leg last weekend. which means you broke it in the past. But because it still has a consequence for today, so the present, we say Frank has broken his leg. For the second example, we have John and Jill, who got married in 1956. So once again, this happened in the past. Now we're going to look at them today. So we say, they have been married for 60 years. Ah, how romantic.